Black man.
Cheers, chat.
Okay, calm down. Please don't racial profile. Does he appear to be dangerous? Just standing there. What is your current location? Okay, I want you to stay on the line. I'm going to alert law enforcement of the situation. Just stay.
Chat, comment y'all favorite drink. My favorite drink, slight, is iced tea. Free iced tea. Oh, this nigga think he a part of the samurai. Somebody please tell this nigga, Corey Kenshin, add him in the comments, he is not part of the samurai. Like, come on, bro. Like, chill out, bro. And I know no one but Corey Kenshin inspired this nigga. You could tell just off the looks of him, just off the looks of this nigga, you could fucking tell.
Online, but they're from forever ago. So I just thought I'd make a contribution by putting this amazing story in a digestible video format. I was genuinely floored to see that nobody had made a video about it, because this is insane. With nothing but sunglasses and a samurai sword to his neck, this man held off an army of police officers for 11 hours. He withstood everything from getting shot to receiving a bribe in the form of a Big Mac. He just stood there. His name is Tony Allison. But on this day, he insisted that everybody, including the police, refer to him as Apollo. And it all started with him doing nothing. Yeah, it didn't actually start with that 911 call. That was fake. Surprise. It was actually an off-duty police officer, and he was alerted about a man in camo pants and a leather jacket that was quote-unquote disturbing. So this off-duty police officer decides to follow him from Pikes Place Market to the corner of 2nd and Pancho. Bro, you're off-duty. Cry hard much? Anyways, this is where you see him in the video. Now, Apollo was suspicious of this guy following him, and rightfully so. I would be as well. So he took what the cop describes as a defensive stance with his sword at the ready, which is understandable in a defense situation like this. But sadly, that was enough for the off-duty cop to call his buddies. And they would remain in that same location for the next 11 hours. They closed all the stores, evacuated everybody, shut down all the streets, caused traffic jams. In case you guys are wondering whether he's actually dangerous with a sword, the news report made sure to seek out a trustworthy source.
So is this actually about the dude that was actually in the street with the samurai, or is this about the movie? Because what the fuck?
When the cops got there, apparently they tried to bribe the samurai sword out of his hand with a glorious sum of $50. I want you to take one look at this guy and guess how he responds.
You think this? Do they honestly think? Let me go back to it.
Prices from hundreds of travel sites on the hotel you want. Then do it.
What's your emergency?
Damn, bro, how far did I go back?
China and Russia, and correcting police officers when they...
Well, fuck that. Do they honestly think he's giving up a samurai for $50? Nah, y'all couldn't even at least throw in 200? Maybe? Like, what the fuck is $200 gonna do for this nigga? I mean, $50 gonna do for this nigga? He is obviously ready to shing a nigga over nothing. And you offering this nigga $50? Y'all bogus as hell, man. Y'all should have gave that man at least 300 to get the samurai out of his hand. For real.
Wouldn't refer to him as Apollo. He also said that he was possessed by demons and wanted to kill them.
He talked about Satan. He talked about...
Oh, this nigga on some this nigga on some shit. He is tripping. You think he could slay demons and shit? This is not Demon Slayer, buddy.
His brothers in Russia and China, but he never really engaged with the
But yeah, he just refused to drop the sword. I don't know, I couldn't imagine why. However, the police did not give up here. They went back to the drawing board and came up with another offer. Now, I can't make this shit. They offered him a Big Mac. No, I'm serious, this is real. They offered him a Big Mac.
That's cap. They gotta be lying now. Cause what?
Targeted. And they assumed since he was unmoved by this, he must have a mental health history. They tried triggering schizophrenic urges. Of course, he was unmoved by these childish tricks and continued to stand his ground. So the police weren't sure what to do next. Since he wasn't attacking anybody, they had to get the sword out of his hand. They thought about throwing a net over him. They shot him with tranquilizer darts, which had no effect. They also shot him with those riot pellets, those little beanbags. I don't know if you guys remember that scene in Jackass where they shot Johnny Knoxville with one of these things.
It's considered less lethal.
Oh, hell no.
He was on the ground panting for like 20 minutes. He just shrugged it off anyways. 2 unfair nut shots later, he was still standing.
But he endures round after round and shows no sign of surrender.
So then they decided the best
This nigga said he wasn't going out without a fight. What the fuck?
route to take is to tear gas him.
The man shakes off the tear gas with almost superhuman strength.
Spray him with a
That nigga was on methamphetamine, bro. I'm telling you, he was on some methamphetamine. He's tripping. What do you mean this nigga here with a fucking riot shot beanbag, fucking a water hose? You know how powerful a water hose is? And a fucking and a bomb and what else?
No sign of surrender.
So then they decided the best route to take is to tear gas
And tear gas, and he's still standing. Methamphetamine, trust. That's what he's doing.
him.
The man shakes off the tear gas with almost superhuman strength.
Spray him with a fire hose.
hoping that he will lose his grip on the sword. When that doesn't work, they turn the water pressure up, full blast.
Oh, he think he's super, nigga. He in that bitch. He in that bitch, and he not giving up. He in that bitch. He said, I'm in this shit for the long run.
And then pin him down with a ladder.
Those guys down by the book.
Never mind.
Exactly what they're supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure this is the definition of by the book, actually. Now, when you look at this from the outside, who is in the wrong here?
Guns with special beanbags that strike with the same impact.
I want to say the police, they're not in the wrong because they didn't really use it. A fire hose is crazy. But he wasn't really doing nothing. But I could get why they did all that because he's in public with just a samurai sitting there and he could do anything at any time, at any moment. So I guess they're just trying to get him off the street now. So nothing happens in the future. Feel me?
As a heavyweight boxer's punch, chemical agents or tear gas makes the suspect very uncomfortable. Burns his eyes, burns his skin, and it makes it difficult for him to breathe. The jets of water pack the force of a hurricane wind. Then, in a highly orchestrated maneuver, police pin the suspect down with a ladder, pole, and riot shield by the book.
Nah, that is crazy, gang. They're drowning this nigga and hitting him with a ladder. That is fucking crazy, gang. Hell no, that ain't by the book.
Exactly what they're supposed to do.
That ain't by the book.
I
That's by the book. Let me show y'all this shit. That's by the book. That's by the book. That is not by the book. Y'all are physically drowning this man and physically abusing him. What the fuck? Like, look there. Look at that shit. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. You guys don't want to know my opinion. What do you guys think? Would you consider this excessive force? Let me know in the comments. And you might think this man's had another tragedy if Tony Paulo Allison's story is not. As it turns out, only a year prior to the sword incident, Tony Paulo Allison was released from Western State Hospital after finishing a 10-year sentence from a charge in which he pled not guilty due to insanity. Charge of second-degree assault with intent to before the sin.
With intent to grape? How? That don't make sense.
Wandering the streets and a sword on his back, and now he's a man with his name engraved in history. He was later sent back to Western State Hospital. However, his current whereabouts are unknown. Until now, in a twist of events, I think I might have just found, or at least some potential evidence he's still out protecting the city. Back in 2021, a dad was with his son at Bitter Lake Playfield while passing by a homeless encampment and spotted this distinct shiny object sticking out of the debris. Now, the location of this park happens to be about 50 miles away from Western State Hospital, or a mere 8.2 miles away from where this whole thing began. Now,
Bro, hold on, bro.
due to Apollo's
W fucking Nigga Man, bro. He moving like a superhero gang. His name is now Nigga Man, bro. W Nigga Man.
Story being very old and many news sources doing very minuscule amounts of deep diving and just very little information in general. I had to resort to these two.
W Nigga Man. Now what else? I had something else saved in here.